Michael Saylor says that trillions of dollars will be pouring into the crypto space if this one thing happens. Thomas Lee over at Fundstrat says that Ethereum is going to 5,000. To that, I say, think bigger, man. That's only like 10% away. I don't even see how that's news. 5,000 almost basically programmed at this point. Also, we got a lot of news and some other charts to take a look at. Tell you why it looks like altcoins might also rally into the weekend. You do not want to miss this, so let us go.
Let's go.
What is up, Wolfpack of all streets? As Victoria said over in the chat, I saw that. I like that. The Wolfpack of all streets. I am Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of all streets. Please, before we get started, subscribe to the channel and make your hand like this, like Karate Kid, and back, and just chop that like button. Just chop it. I don't really care what happens to your keyboard. It's not mine. It's your keyboard. Chop that keyboard until all the pieces fly in all directions, and then your keyboard will be broken and you won't be able to unlike the video. Basically, you will not be able to act on the regret of that like. That's what we're going for here. There you are. Good morning, Wolfpack of all streets. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. This will be the only stream today. I know, sad. Friday afternoons have sort of been diminishing. It's a weird time and has been hard for me to make it. Yeah, drop kick the like button. Take your thing. Do it. You couldn't even see my foot because I'm not a flexible person. Even when I was a kid, they used to laugh at me. Like, I'd be epically good at everything in gym class. Be like the kid who like ran like a 4.5 minute mile out there. And then they'd be like, do that stretch box thing. You guys remember that thing? Maybe you didn't have that when they do like the presidential fitness test. You had to put your legs out and you reach your arms as far as they could to see how many inches. And they'd be like, he's actually made of wood. He's not a human person. Yes, I need yoga. I've done yoga. I've done everything. Some people are just tight, bro. I'm tight. I don't do flexibility. I'm not Gumby. I'm not Gumby out here. But nobody wants to hear about that, guys. Nobody wants to hear about that. Oh, Emmy's here. Oh, Emmy says good morning to the Wolfpack. She's joined us. Emmy's nursing a little golf injury. But she's going to be okay. I don't want you guys to worry about her. I want you to worry about her. Just nursing a little golf injury, which is good because today in Florida, it's basically full-on cold hurricane outside. Nobody will be playing golf here. Anyway, should we actually talk about things you care about? Like Bitcoin bulls see trillions of inflows when spot ETF wins approval. Who is that Bitcoin bull? Of course, it's Michael Saylor. And of course, the thing that could bring trillions of dollars into the crypto space and specifically Bitcoin is the approval of a spot ETF. Listen, I love that there's a futures ETF. It's a great step in the right direction. As you know, I'm an investor in Valkyrie, which is one of the ones that was approved. But we all want a physical ETF, and there's no reason not to have it. Every other asset, even more volatile assets, have it. I mean, there's ETFs for like inverse shorts of volatility, which are much riskier than a physical Bitcoin index. But we can't get a physical Bitcoin index for now because the SEC are a bunch of haters that can't get their shit together. But hey, yes, I agree with Michael Saylor here, except for that, Michael Saylor is prone to hyperbole. We love that about him. We love that about him. But here's what he had to say. He's talking about, first of all, he said, Bitcoin is eating gold as fast as it can. I would love to actually see that, like some Pac-Man. Someone make a Pac-Man game where Pac-Man has a Bitcoin logo and either the ghosts or the dots are little gold bars. Somebody do that for me. Internet, do that. Bitcoin is eating gold as fast as it can and will, over the next 2 to 3 years, replace all gold exchange traded funds. It will also emerge as the primary asset index for the Western world. Okay, buddy. And will eventually replace SPDR, basically SPX, SPY, which is a $425 billion fund that tracks the equity index, he noted. I can't get there, guys. I don't think Bitcoin replaces the index that tracks the S&P because they're completely unrelated, but I love the sentiment. To do that, you need the spot ETF, said Saylor, who's invested his company's treasure in digital currency. And once these spot ETFs roll, I think you'll see billions, then tens of billions, then hundreds of billions, then trillions of dollars flow into them. Trillions of dollars flowing in We all know that if that happens, Kristen will be euphoric because she just wants to watch Michael Saylor talk about literally anything, especially trillions of dollars coming into Bitcoin. We know how it is. We know how it is. Patrick wants to know how the fuck you handle crypto and family life. It's so hard. I don't know, man. Just wake up earlier. Wake up earlier and sleep less. You'll be fine. So yeah, I think that we all agree that the key to the next major inflow of institutional money would be a spot ETF. Although still at the end of the day, I think we would rather all of these institutions find a way to just actually buy Bitcoin, which requires infrastructure. Actually, I talked to Charles Cascarilla, he goes by Chad, who's the CEO of Paxos yesterday for the podcast. That'll come out in the next week or two. And that was basically the point he made. We talked about this at length. You know, Paxos obviously builds all the infrastructure. They're behind the PayPal deal, Venmo accepting crypto, Interactive Digital, and of course, Facebook's Novi wallet is using the USDP. We've made jokes about the name USDP. US dollar Paxos, we all know DP. USDP, right? And so his argument was, yeah, spot ETF would be absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, don't we just want to have the tools in place so that, you know, an endowment or a pension could just buy Bitcoin? That would be better. And he believes that we're there and that we're close enough and that it just takes years for these risk managers to actually make the move. So I do agree that a spot ETF would give a lot of confidence and would flow trillions of dollars in, but I still cheer for us to have the tools for these institutions to just buy Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, although I don't want to be quite honest, because holy boring. Yes, it's boring, super boring. Nothing's happening, guys. We had this breakout retest. We're dancing around the 50 MA, but like we've been basically for, you know, the entirety of November have been trading between 59.4 and 64, right? 10% range for Bitcoin for, you know, the last 5 days. Super boring, but that generally gives time for altcoins to breathe, which is super sweet. Super sweet. So listen, there's just not much to see on the Bitcoin charts. Let's keep moving. And here you go. Bitcoin dominance weakens as altcoins rally. Solana, Sol, and Ether both hit record highs during the week, while Bitcoin was little change. We all know that when Bitcoin pumps and then consolidates, we tend to see good movement from the altcoin market, and that is sweet. And that consolidation generally comes before we see a rocket up, and then altcoins suffer, and then we repeat the cycle. I love that this guy, Dan Kukin from Crypto Finance AG, alternative coins to ETH are still in favor. Ye old alternative coins have outperformeth the Ethereums. Yeah, who talks like that? I don't know. Alternative coins to ETH. First of all, they're alternative coins generally to Bitcoin when we talk about altcoins. But yeah, alternative coins to ETH. We obviously saw the metaverse pump going bananas and going absolutely crazy. But let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. As you know, Bitcoin dominance is fun to look at, but it's a bit of a meme. Can't chart something reliably without actually having buy and sell orders there to create support and resistance, right? You draw lines on charts because that's where humans are going to put orders or make decisions. You can't really do that, but you can still kind of get an idea. And some people, you know, believe that Fibonacci and patterns on charts occur and reoccur in nature. And if you smoke enough DMT and do some ayahuasca, then you can see the coins coming to you and you'll know the meaning of life and also of Bitcoin dominance. I don't really believe that shit. I think charting this is kind of a meme, but it still at least gives you an idea of the general movement. When Bitcoin dominance is going down, all coins are going up, right? So listen, this looked like it was going to pump way back up here, and now it's kind of dipping right back into support. So I still think we get a lot more alt action until we go here. If that breaks down, we can talk about some other shit, right? But for now, just enjoy it. Enjoy the movement. Oh, let's look at Sol. They mentioned Solana there. I didn't open the chart, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, Solana. I mean, breakout, retest as support on the next candle. I've showed you this 1,000 times. Get over it. Great trade. If this comes back down, I mean, you're buying Solana on any dip from now until the end of time. Literally, like the nuclear bombs will be flying across the world like the movie War Games. You know, you'd be looking at like an 80s computer and just seeing all these lines going across the world. Nuclear bombs will be like, buy more Sol before it ends. Right? Buy more Solana before the world ends. It just keeps going up. And it harkens you back to that argument that SBF had on that very immature argument that SBF, who we love, had on Twitter with Coin Mamba or someone who's also great. Coinmamba made the argument in January, I think, that Solana was like artificially pumped and that, it wasn't worth the price. It was like $2. It was like $2. And SBF sent that tweet that said, sell me all the Solana you have, all the Solana you want for $3, and then fuck off. $3. It's now $238. So that kind of worked out. Nick would like you to know that I'm showing my age by mentioning War Games. Yeah, that movie's awesome, and I don't care. I show my age on purpose. I will be 45 years old in a week and a half. I would be 45 years old. I feel 14.5 years old, and it's great. I feel young. Don't think age matters. And yes, War Games with Matthew Broderick. That's a great movie, and you should all watch it. Oh, and Kristen would like to know, why is Kroger taking Bitcoin Cash? They're not. It was a fake news. Fake news like the Litecoin Walmart news. Kroger apparently can't even figure out how to take tap pay credit cards. They're definitely not taking Bitcoin Cash. That was another joke, right? Another joke. Did not happen. Did not happen. Anyways, let's keep going. Market wrap. Analysts see further upside in Ether as Bitcoin stalls. This is more about how wonderful the alternative currencies to Ethereum have been performing. Anyways, so our models are still full risk on ETH, whereas our Bitcoin model started reducing exposure last week, but we are starting to see some slowing in conviction buying. That's from Ben McMillian. But then down here, let me find where Ether to extend outperformance. Some analysts remain bullish on Ether, the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. The price reached an all-time high of 4,600. This is from Fundstrat. That's obviously Thomas Lee. Expects to rally as high as 4,951. Holy crap, that is very specific. To the dollar. With little to no resistance after outperforming Bitcoin recently and breaking through September highs. I think that we can all agree that that is likely to happen. But again, is that really a bold prediction? I mean, Bitcoin, it obviously has been beating Bitcoin for weeks here. I think it'll still target the top of the channel against Bitcoin. But ETHUSD just made a new all-time high, right? It just broke the all-time highs from 4,400, got all the way to about 46 something. And I drew this, so it has to happen. I made this arrow, the blue one, and it looks like that. And now it's doing the thing that I drew. So and that, I don't even know. I just arbitrarily chose a target at the top of that. That's 51.27. We're going to 51.27.01. That's a joke. Just ended the arrow where I ended the arrow, guys. You know what?
That's dope.
CJ Duwork, you reminded me that I got to use my things.
That's dope.
That's dope, right?
That's dope.
But yeah, I mean, Ethereum is likely to keep going. It's just retesting the new all-time high now. There's no reason to believe it won't go up 10% more, right? You got to pump it up. This is what Ethereum's going to do. Yeah, we're not going to do that whole song. But anyways, yeah, Ethereum looking very good. Square's Cash App generated $1.8 billion in Bitcoin revenue in Q3. That's a lot of dollars. A lot of dollars. $1.8 billion in Bitcoin revenue. Payment firm said Bitcoin revenue and gross profit fell in the third quarter versus the prior quarter due to the relative stability in Bitcoin price. What does that tell you? That tells you that retail who buys Bitcoin on the Cash App loves to FOMO in when price is moving up. Price is stable, they stop buying because that's what retail traders and investors do. They get excited when it's going up. So we need extreme volatility for them to spend a whole lot of money buying their Bitcoins, buying their alternative currencies to Ethereums on the Square app. Square's total net revenue was $3.84 billion in the third quarter. That's a lot of money. Up 27% year over year, while gross profit was $1.13 billion. They profited 1.13 on 3.84. Pretty impressive, but very, very clear here that Bitcoin 1.8 in Bitcoin, their total revenue was 3.8, right? So only they did 2 billion in everything else and 1.8 in Bitcoin. Absolutely huge moves here. Very, very impressive. That is what we want to see, people. That is what we want to see. Spain's central bank requesting financial institutions to outline crypto plans until 2024. Spanish financial authority is asking banks to report on their business relationships with crypto service providers and exposure to crypto. At first, I read this and I was like, that sounds bad. And then I dug in a little deeper, and actually they're trying to, get an idea. They're trying to actually do their research and do the work, unlike institutions in the United States, to figure out what's going on in the crypto space in Spain. So they're asking banks They're asking banks, hey, what are your plans for the next 3 years? Who are you interacting with right now? How big do you think that this can be, so that they can figure out what's going on with crypto? They're obviously way behind if they're just having this conversation now, but it's good to see that they're actually taking a sensible approach. They're not like, hey, let's regulate the shit out of this right now. They're actually doing their research and trying to figure out what's going on. But at the end of the day, it's just incredible to me that we're seeing central banks now being forced to even have this conversation. 2 years ago, a year ago even, I didn't think that we'd be talking about central bankers exploring crypto. Did you? I did not. So I have to say, this to me is extremely bullish and encouraging. Moving on, South Korean regulators say NFTs are not virtual assets. That's good for NFT. That's good for NFT traders. Seoul will follow FATF guidance on the matter of NFTs, its regulation, but there were some pretty interesting takes here. Pretty interesting takes, right? So here we go. According to FATF's latest guidance, NFTs are not virtual assets and don't fall under its regulatory framework for crypto. Here's the caveat that makes no sense when they're trying to actually regulate this. As long as they are used as collectibles rather than as payment or investment, countries should consider whether NFTs are covered by FATF standards on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, good luck doing that. But listen, I get it. I agree they're not being used generally as payment. You'd have to print them in mass, just like dollars. They're not really a means of exchange, although you obviously can exchange value with a NFT. But an investment, most people are buying NFTs because they believe that the price will go up. So it seems like the headline is really encouraging. They're not virtual assets. And then you go, but if you invest in them, all of a sudden they are. Good luck figuring that out from the regulators in Korea. We got some serious ambiguity, but if they were going to be ambiguous, seeing them openly say that they are not virtual assets is encouraging because they won't fall under that basket of regulation. Crypto.com coin hits all-time high after listing from rival Coinbase. CRO peaked at just below 30 cents one day after trading began on Coinbase. This is really interesting because Coinbase has generally veered away from listing competitors' coins, right? I mean, Crypto.com is a direct competitor to Coinbase. Coinbase listed it and pumped their competitor's coin. Now, listen, like Coinbase has been on a listing spree. It still pumps coins a little bit, but they've been listing as many things as they can. But what's interesting here you go, at the very end. Coinbase declined to comment on the listing of CRO. However, it did point to recent statements from CEO Brian Armstrong, who said, "We want to be the Amazon of assets, list every asset that's legal." He means it. Walking the walk, talking the talk. Brian Armstrong said, listen, we want to list everything legal that can be tokenized, and we will, and put his money where his mouth was by listing a competitor's coin. And here's what CRO is doing. This is their coin, CRO USDT. Listen, this was a setup that was shared in one of our things on this ascending triangle right here. Absolutely massive move. You could have gotten in at 20 cents on this break and retest of this horizontal line. This was something we discussed in one of the streams, but blasting through. Oh, guys, look, I'm telling you, these are happening every time. All-time high, right? 0.272. See that? Break, retest on the next daily candle, almost to the dollar or penny, and continue up. I don't know how many of these I have to show you that you should be looking for these setups. As I've said, you teach a man to, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, he can go get his own fish. This is getting your own fish, right? Just go look at charts, look at anything near the all-time high. When it breaks, set a buy order at the previous all-time high. You may miss it. You may get wrecked. It might go down. But odds are, based on what's been happening, this will be a successful trade into price discovery. And when you teach a man to fish, as I've told you before, I hate that statement. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. But then he goes to your fishing hole and he takes all the fish because you just taught him how to fish and where to fish. And then he has all the money. He becomes the most popular guy in the village. He takes your wife and kids. You get thrown out of the village and you don't even know where to fish. That's bad. That's bad. Don't teach him to fish. Incoming New York Mayor Eric Adams vows to take first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. Where have we heard this before? I don't know, in Miami. Listen, I love this. This is amazing, but it definitely feels like Eric Adams was like, Who's the most popular mayor in America and what is he doing? Oh, it's Suarez. Let's do that thing that he's doing. So basically, he's just copying everything dude Miami does. This to me, like, if you're Francis Suarez right now, if you're Francis Suarez right now and you're in Miami, it's like me or like being a parent and your 6-year-old repeats everything you say. And it's the most annoying thing in the world. My daughter was actually doing this morning. This dude was doing it this morning. My daughter, she was doing it this morning. But yeah, like if you're like, he's like, hey, I'm gonna, make Miami Bitcoin City. And then Eric Adams, I'm gonna make New York Bitcoin City. I'm gonna take my paycheck in Bitcoin. I'm gonna take my paycheck in Bitcoin. That's what this feels like, right? And listen, I'm glad it's happening and it's cool. But this is sort of like a I know you are, but what am I situation. But like, I mean, what do you even get paid to be mayor of New York? I don't know, 100 grand, 150 a year, 200. It's not a high paying job. It's civil servant, right? You make all your money by being crooked. I mean, you make all your money by doing speeches. I mean, you make all your money by investments. Whatever. You know that they all make money in other ways, right? You know, they do make their money in other ways. But yeah, it's still cool to see that this is absolutely happening, that he's going to be taking his money there. But like, dude, like it kind of feels like he should find his own gimmick. Right? You've been in office for like 20 minutes and you're just copying like a guy who's doing his thing and being a trailblazer, right? Google invests $1 billion in Bitcoin futures provider CME Group. Funny headline. You know that it's from a crypto source because no mainstream source would describe the CME Group as a Bitcoin futures provider. Right? I mean, here you go. CME is one of the world's largest exchange operators with a market capitalization of nearly $80 billion, while Google Cloud is the fourth largest cloud provider with 6.1% of the global market share this year. They're going to partner here. And basically CME is going to update their outdated technology by using Google Cloud and other technologies and AI developed by Google. But like, bro, the CME, Bitcoin is not even a part of the CME story, really. Right. I mean, this is one of the largest financial institutions in the world, been around for, I don't know, what does it even say here? I mean, they've been around since Job, CME is basically biblical, right? Like when the apostles wanted to buy Bitcoin, they went to the CME and they bought futures. Everyone knows that. It's literally written in the Bible. And so, yeah, CME has been around forever. I find it hilarious, but this is a huge partnership, very good for the CME. And it's nice to see a legacy institution actually innovating because most legacy institutions are they're like, Mr. Burns, old guys, or whatever he does with his fingers. They don't want to innovate. They just want to crush new innovation because it's a threat, right? And then you end up being Blockbuster instead of Netflix. Well, clearly the CME intends to be Netflix and not Blockbuster. This is crazy. Argo filing reveals Texas mining facility could cost up to $2 billion to build. So they were forced to disclose inside information after forecasts discussed during a private meeting that were posted on Twitter. And the filing reveals that their Texas mining facility could cost $1.5 to $2 billion to build. That is an expensive mining facility. Imagine how much money you think you're going to make if you're going to spend $2 billion to construct a mining facility. But this is what Bitcoin miners do. They go to the source. They go to where electricity is the cheapest and the most abundant and where it's being wasted, right? Listen, we saw a report this morning, a Spectator Index or one of those that said, new report shows that Bitcoin uses more electricity than the country of Argentina. Bitcoin bad, energy bad. I've told you before, it doesn't matter how much electricity you use. It matters where the electricity comes from. It's the most low IQ, stupid argument that there possibly is. So stupid. Hey guys, don't we tout things that run on electricity? I don't know, electric cars, Teslas. Aren't they amazing? They get rid of fossil fuels. Well, what powers an electric car? Electricity. Are we mad about the electricity that's powering electric cars? My response was, now do Christmas lights. Let's talk about how much the Christmas light industry uses. If If the Bitcoin miners are moving to where electricity is being wasted, and that electricity is literally going to waste or mining Bitcoin, it should not count in your calculation. It makes no sense. It's so annoying that we can still be talking about this. It's wasted electricity. It's going to either go completely to waste or be used for mining with no additional environmental impact to the world. So stupid. FBI issues crypto ATM warning amid increase in scammers. The FBI has issued a fresh warning over fraudulent schemes that leverage cryptocurrency ATMs and QR codes for payment. Now, listen, guys, I can save you the drama. This is not in any way a crypto-related scam. In no way is it a crypto-related scam. Literally, I mean, there was some hilarious comment here. I got to find it. Oh, according to the FBI, these fraudulent schemes involve online impersonation scams, romance schemes, and lotteries. Bro, just send me some money and I'll go on a date with you. That's basically what this is, right? And lotteries. But what happens is in a completely either normal online scam, like all the stupid emails and texts and calls that you get, they say, listen, I'll date you, or I'm the IRS and you need to send me money, or you just won a contest. Come, give us your QR code. But instead of having a wire transfer, they're now sending the people to Bitcoin ATMs who are dumb enough to then send the person your Bitcoin. This reminds you, you didn't win shit if you think you did. If a stranger asks you for money, they're a scammer and you shouldn't send it to them. And any other basic, obvious conclusion that you can come to about scams. Yes, they're telling people don't send people money through a Bitcoin ATM, but it's the same as saying don't wire someone or write them a check when they're a scammer. Now on to people getting hired for cool stuff. Binance hires former IRS special agent to head suspicious activity reporting. That sounds cool. That sounds like a cool job. The hire is the latest in a series of appointments by the largest crypto exchange that tightens up on regulatory compliance while tackling fraud and other criminal activity. This is awesome, actually, because Amjad Wakish, I don't know, a former criminal investigation special agent at the IRS, was named as the largest crypto exchange director of global suspicious activity reporting. This guy's job for the IRS was basically to sniff out scams and fraudulent activity, and now he's going over to Binance to do it for them. We've seen Binance actually jump to the rescue of a lot of people who have been scammed or have had fraudulent transactions on their accounts. And in general, they've been actually the first to jump and try to solve a lot of these problems. So it's really good to see that they're clearly trying to get in line and in favor of regulators and governments by appointing someone to help in this role. And finally, former OCC leader and Binance US CEO Brian Brooks joins Bitfury as chief executive. We all loved Brian Brooks when he was the OCC leader. This is the guy who wrote the guidance during the last administration saying banks can custody Bitcoin and crypto assets. Probably the biggest thing that's happened for institutional adoption, period, that we don't talk about. He also said that banks could start testing stable coins as a superior form of transacting over wire and ACH and Swift and Pony Express and throwing a paper airplane with some money top into it and whatever old people have always done. My grandfather, literally, no matter what technology ever developed in the world, on my birthday, sent me a $10 bill in the mail, like in an envelope. Here's $10, right? And so we saw him appear as Binance US CEO, but that did not last very long. Well, now he's moved on to Bitfury, which is one of the biggest mining companies. It's good to see people that actually understand regulation and are bullish on Bitcoin taking roles like this because they can work angles from the other side. Are you congratulating me because I got a $10 bill? Is that what you guys are congratulating? Oh, an award. Yeah, guys. It was like me and like Chamath and two people I haven't heard of. It was pretty sweet. I was like, yeah, me and Chamath are like the Benzinga. And it was like fintech influencer there. I don't even remember. Honestly, my mom congratulated me this morning. Fintech, not specific to crypto, which is really cool. I got a text from my mom. It was like, congratulations on the award. We're so proud of you. And I responded, what award? And Emmy had told her about an award that I hadn't even read the email on yet. So I won. I won an award. I feel awarded. which is cool. I guess it's nice to be recognized. I don't really know what it means. But yeah, cool. All of the lights, got my light. Award for what? Man, I don't know. I just tried to look it up. Award. Congratulations, Scott Melker. Benzinga List Maker of the Year in the top financial influencer category. That's what it is. Top financial influencer. It's like me and Chamath, just influencing stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what influencer means, but it seems awesome. Let's see. Yeah, moms know everything. Like your mom will be like, congratulations on your baby. And then like 9 months later, moms really know everything. Top financial influencer, says Emmy Melker, the authority on influential matters. I did not get an award for influenza. Unfortunately, I did not get an award. I guess fortunately, I did not get an award for that. So, oh, look, there's someone I need to block. Bye. Have fun staying poor. So guys, I hope that you feel positively influenced by me and others, and not negatively influenced, because that would be bad. Yeah. Somebody, Disco Crypto Scott, I like that. Somebody, I posted that chart today. I'll show you. Let me find it. 1 second. Posted this chart today on the internet. Dow Jones. Oh, yeah, I share my screen. I'm going to do it this time, right? I posted this today. You guys have seen this chart before. There's the Dow Jones since 1896, and every time that the market has crashed, died, and gone to zero, right? I posted this. Panic of 1901. We got the Great Depression here. That was bad. Best buying opportunity in history. Point being, no matter what, markets go up. That can be because the denominator is going down, the dollar is going down. This is inflation, right? Inflation driven, but markets always go up. This is COVID. Like this candle right here, that's COVID, right? So markets always go up. I don't even remember what point I was trying to make by showing this. Maybe one of you could remind me. My ADD kicked in there when I was reading Kennedy's slide, because this is how my mind works. I read Kennedy's slide, and then I thought like that would be a cool dance move, but I was also talking to you guys. And then for the first time on this stream, I completely lost my train of thought as to why I brought this up. But the point being, the markets always go up, guys. Markets always go up, and that's why I showed it. I'm trying to see here what the reason was. Oh, Disco. Got it. Disco Crypto. And somebody said, dude, like responded on Twitter and said, hey, what happened in the 70s? Because look, there's like stagflation. Markets just flat in the 70s. And my response was Disco. All of that I just did was to tell you about a response I made on Twitter where I said Disco. The guy said, what happened in the 70s? I said Disco. But guys, markets go up and to the right. Bitcoin will do the same. Chill. Oh, drugs. Also, the 70s was drugs. Yeah, early 70s. Actually, all of the 70s was drugs. It was just sort of a transition from like hallucinogenics to like harder hallucinogenics. I would say drugs started in the late 60s too. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it, because as you can tell, it's haircut time. I gave you guys full bed head this morning. I don't even dress up for you guys anymore. This is my natural state. This is my natural state, how I wake up. So yeah, guys. Oh yeah, let's see the Kennedy slide. You guys are gonna have to make up the Kennedy slide for me, but it feels like a slide, like. Hard to do in a chair. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. I feel like it would be like that, but on your feet. Left, right, forward, back. One of those. I think that would be the Kennedy slide. And as you said, that's dope. Guys, thank you for hanging out. I will see you all on Monday morning. Y'all, I got to turn your comment off now and I can't find it. Been fun, been real. Peace.